Black Panther Wakanda Forever premieres in LA. We have a new track from Rihanna. Harvey Weinstein is back in the courtroom, and Kanye West is no longer a billionaire.
It's all coming up right now on The Take. Hey everyone, and welcome to The Take. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister.
And I'm Clayton Davis, and we're here to give you our take on some of the week's biggest stories. We're finally together again, spent a week apart, and a lot of news to share.
Yes, that is because you were always on the go. I know you were going to break down the latest festival that you were at, because it feels like you're always at another festival.
And you're always at another court case, so yes, we have a lot to talk about.
We do, but first let's get into the biggest news story of the week. Kanye West has been dropped by Adidas, his talent agency, CAA, his law firm, Balenciaga. The list goes on and on. This, of course, is the fallout from Kanye West's anti-Semitic rhetoric against the Jewish community. Now, Forbes has said that after Adidas cut Kanye loose, that he has lost his billionaire status. Adidas said that they expect to lose around $250 million just in Q4 of this year from getting rid of their business with Kanye and his Yeezys line. Now, I don't really care about the money that Kanye is losing. What I do care about is that we are finally seeing these companies do the right thing. Now, a lot of people have been saying about Adidas, what took so long? This is too little, too late. Now, yes, this did come after their stock fell. This came after public outrage. I do think that they should have taken action further, but I'm not going to say that it's too little, too late, because ultimately they did the right thing, and that is a huge business decision, and they made the right decision, a moral decision, which, yes, should have been done a little bit sooner, but I'm just glad that they did the right thing. What is your take on all of this?
Well, listen, I'm sure there were some legal terms and contracts to go through, so I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Good for you. Thank you, Adidas, for doing the right thing. Looking now at Kanye as a whole here, I am reminded of what Trevor Noah said during his show last week when someone had asked him, you know, why do you have beef with Ye? He was like, I don't have beef with Ye. Here's someone who actively has spoken out about him struggling with mental health and what happens to him when he's not on meds, and someone is putting a mic in his face right now. And both things are true, that he could have mental health issues, and this could be incredibly disrespectful, and he's a horrible person. So not justifying one with the other, but looking at Kanye now, something needs to give in terms of his enablers. We're seeing so much of that theme this season. Enablers. People are monsters because they're allowed to be monsters. Someone needs to step up and do something about it.
I mean, here's the thing. There's a lot of people suffering from mental health issues, and they are not spewing hateful comments and anti-Semitic comments.
100% true.
Of course we want Kanye to be okay, and mental health is a huge issue that needs to be paid more attention to, but for me, that is not an excuse at all. Now, I really commend the people who have spoken out about this. There's been a lot of people in Hollywood. Kim Kardashian, his ex-wife, said something. We've also seen the heads of major agencies, UTA, CAA, Gersh, they have all condemned Kanye's hateful speech, but we should also shout out the people who condemned Kanye 2 weeks ago. People like David Schwimmer, people like Deborah Messing, Jamie Lee Curtis, they saw this at the beginning. We saw it at the beginning. We spoke about it. And I just want to say that words do matter. We saw this week in Los Angeles on the 405 freeway a banner from neo-Nazis that said Kanye was right about the Jews. It was after that Adidas finally decided to drop him. So these words do matter. There are 15 million Jews in the entire world. Kanye has over 18 million followers just on Instagram alone. So people who don't think that there's consequences for your words, the Holocaust is not ancient history. It was less than 100 years ago. So we just need to remember that no form of hate, no form of anti-Semitism should be allowed. And this is nothing new, but I'm glad that if Kanye happened to be the trigger that people finally woke up and realized that anti-Semitism is alive and well, then we just need to be aware.
Hopefully we can see that as a good sign and move in the right direction.
Yes, but move us on to some happier news.
Let's move on to some happy news. Black Panther Wakanda Forever has premiered in Los Angeles this week. The second installment of the Black Panther franchise comes 4 years after the passing of Chadwick Boseman, who played T'Challa. our beloved Black Panther. We see, no spoiler alert, I will let you know, the movie lives up to the hype. Positive reactions coming to social media, praising the performances of Letitia Wright, Angela Bassett, and Lupita Nyong'o. This could be a big player for Marvel Studios because they made history in 2018 by getting Black Panther nominated for Best Picture, for a superhero to do so. Looking at this film and this installment, I think we can pencil in Angela Bassett for a supporting actress nomination. Nearly 30 years after her nomination for What's Love Got to Do with It. Pretty sure she's due for some love now at this point. But the biggest news that comes out is that Rihanna has an original song called Lift Me Up. It plays at the end, in the end credits. And I think we got a contender in Rihanna.
I mean, of course we have a contender in Rihanna. We have been waiting for new music from the Queen for a very long time. And if we're getting new music with Black Panther, I mean, I can't think of a better combination. I am so excited for
And she has a Super Bowl, by the way, in January.
You know what? I mean, in my mind, it's always the year of Rihanna, but this is really the year of Rihanna, and I am ready.
Yeah, I'm just ready for everyone to experience Black Panther when it hits theaters November 11th. But now, switching gears, staying on the topic of film, the Savannah Film Festival took place this week where big stars were in attendance, including Janelle Monáe, star of Glass Onion and Knives Out story, Miles Teller of Top Gun Maverick, and Eddie Redmayne of The Good Nurse. The one-week festival took place, has animated film contenders premiering there. Also got the first 30 minutes of Puss in Boots, which was brought by the director Joel Crawford, and then I myself moderated the animation panel with all the directors of some of the year's biggest contenders, including Dean Fleischer Camp of Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, which we are still looking to see if it's going to qualify for Best Animated Feature. So this is the great thing about SCAD, which is, by the way, in this beautiful part of Savannah, Georgia, and it is just like history and all good stuff there. So there, go if you feel like it. But looking at some of the stars over there, Miles Teller for Top Gun Maverick in particular, of all the movies that played there, I learned first movie to sell out of all the movies that were playing there. That includes Glass Onion, The Good Nurse. Like,
interesting that a film that you could have seen in theaters for the past few months is the one to sell out.
And also
first.
like on Prime Video, and I think it's coming to 4K soon. Mm-hmm. So people wanted to be there. Miles Teller drew a huge crowd there. Mm-hmm. Top Gun, like as we continue to get closer to the end of the year, I'm thinking we're gonna see some real play for Best Picture here. And it'll be interesting to see with all these popular choices, what does Miles Teller, or how does he fit into an awards conversation? Because I don't think we were thinking, oh, he could get a Best Supporting Actor nomination, but maybe he can.
I mean, I remember you and me, we were at the premiere together of Top Gun Maverick at the Cannes Film Festival, and we walked out and we looked at each other and we said, this movie is going to make $1 billion and everyone's going to be
underestimated that, by the way.
We did, we underestimated it. But moving on, while you were having fun in Savannah, I was at a courthouse here in downtown LA covering the Harvey Weinstein trial. Opening statements kicked off this week, and as expected, the prosecution and the defense painted entirely different pictures of Harvey Weinstein, who is on trial for the second time facing rape and sexual assault allegations. Now, Harvey Weinstein has already been convicted in New York and is currently serving a 23-year sentence, but these charges are entirely different. Now, you know, I covered the trial in New York. I'm now covering here in LA. It's expected to be about 2 months. This week, we had the first witness come up, Jane Doe 1. It was grueling testimony. She was on the stand for 3 days. She detailed her allegations of rape and sexual assault. As you would expect, Weinstein's defense really hit her hard with cross-examination, but something from the defense that's really getting a lot of attention is some of the language that they used in their opening statement. While the DA is saying that Harvey Weinstein was a monster who used his power to attack women, essentially, his lawyers are saying, no, that's actually not true. There was a casting couch and everyone knew what they were doing. They used the word transactional sex and said these women were sleeping with him in order to get ahead. Now, Jennifer Siebel Newsom, who is the wife of California Governor Gavin Newsom, she is going to be on the stand. She's one of the star witnesses, Jane Doe number 4. And when talking about her in opening statements, Harvey Weinstein's lawyer called her a bimbo. That's the exact word he used. So you could probably understand why there's some outrage to some of the language that's been used in the courtroom.
as we navigate through all these court trials and we are reckoning, I say we, Hollywood, industry, journalists are reckoning with our complicit participation in the enabling of a monster to stay in power, it will be interesting to see if this could turn the narrative, coming off of Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, and seeing how ugly that got. Everyone just feels very exhausted by just this is an ugly world we live in, and seeing Harvey Weinstein on trial again here, a home field advantage, right? Here is going to hit close home, especially with She Said about to open in theaters, which is going to play into this in a big way.
Now, I mean, obviously the jury's been told do not pay attention to the media, do not see She Said, but you are right. It's interesting that he's in a criminal courthouse in the town that he once was king in, but of course we know that in a court of law, even though he was already convicted in New York, right now he's innocent until proven guilty. So we will see what happens, much more to come. Thanks to you guys, as always, for watching us, and we will be right here every Fridays on The Take.
See you next time.